Welcome to the Nova region. Hello everybody, my name is Sep and I have made the Nova project, and in today's video I'm going to show you 8 new Pokemon for the Nova project and a new typing for the region. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let me introduce you to Cosmiller. It's a bug in Cosmic type and is the regional bug for the Nova region. The Cosmic type is a type I've always wanted to really differentiate certain Psychic type Pokemon that were just Psychic type because they came from outer space. While originally thought to be native of the region, recent studies show how Cosmiller's origins are outside of the Earth. This Pokemon always looks up to the stars as if they're yearning for something. So this is comparable to your Weedle of the region, your Caterpie of the region. This is basically something you're going to find on the first route. I gave it the ability Swarm because a lot of early route Mons also have the ability Swarm, especially bug types. And it's actually quite heavy at a pound, which doesn't sound too heavy, but remember, this is a caterpillar. So this is definitely a more bulky guy. And as I'm talking, I also want to say I do want to make another video explaining what the Nova region actually is, because as of right now, I've only been showing you some Pokemon that are going to be a part of it, but I want to do some more world building and some more plot in general. Alright, now it's time for Cosmiller to evolve into the cocoon of the region. Let's see what he evolves into. This is Cosmicoon, the Galaxy Cocoon Pokemon, a bug and Cosmic type. Cosmicoon are said to contain their own universe within their body. Some have even claimed that we may live in a giant Cosmicoon, but people often write it off as a conspiracy theory. When I was working on Cosmicoon, I really wanted to take a lot of inspiration from black holes, while also taking inspiration from other things, like Beyblade for example. I can imagine a battle where Cosmicoon is spinning using, say, Rapid Spin against another Cosmicoon in this bowl-shaped stadium, and it's just a whole crowd just cheering. I think there's a lot of world building that could be done here. I feel like if you could tell a story with each and every single one of your Pokemon on how they actually relate to your region, it could make your region feel so much more alive and with actual characters and actual plots and story. And I like to tackle a lot of things like this in my life. Back to the Pokemon itself, I gave the ability Shed Skin to Cosmicoon. I did this because Kakuna and Weedle both have the, not Weedle, Metapod also has this ability. And it's basically the fill-in if you're doing like the regional bugs in Gen 1 compared to the Nova region. I have not yet made the evolution to Cosmicoon yet, so for now, let's move on to our next Pokemon. This is Tadcol, the Fire and Rock type Coal Pokemon. Providing energy to the region, Tadcol often wash ashore. Its fiery tail grows when the Pokemon is close to evolving. How the tail remains lit underwater? Still under investigation. Similar to Legends Arceus, the Nova region actually takes place back in time. It's not as far as Legends Arceus, but it's far enough where we might not have the technical capabilities to understand everything about every Pokemon. For example, a lot of the Dex entries, just like this one, will say, still under investigation, or still finding out how this works, finding out how that works, blah 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 blah. They will do that a lot in these Dex entries because they simply just can't get all the information they would be able to do if they were alive today. And as for its ability, I gave it the ability Blaze. Let's move on to the next Pokemon, but just as a fair warning, there is a middle stage to this Pokemon that has not been made yet, so we are actually going to jump straight to the final stage of the Pokemon. This is Fronace. This is Fronace, the Fire and Rock type Furnace Pokemon. This was actually I wouldn't say the first Pokemon I worked on, but this Pokemon really opened the region up to me. This is the Pokemon I started with in pixel art. This is the Pokemon that gave me inspiration to make this YouTube channel, and this is the Pokemon that really started the Nova project. So, without further ado, let's talk about Fronace. Fronace is of course a frog, but it's also a pizza furnace that you might find in an Italian restaurant. Fronace are often seen working in local restaurants. Its ability, preheating, the first special ability by the way, allows it to get hotter under immense stress. This is probably why they perform the best during rush hour. And this thing is a heavyweight beast, being at 5'9" and 365 pounds. For its abilities, I gave it Magma Armor, Drought, and of course, its hidden ability is Preheating. Fronace under Drought or even Preheating too becomes a great special attacker, and especially Trick Room. This thing could actually be really good in VGC given the right moveset. If this thing had access to Eruption, this would just become a better Torkoal. As much as I want to talk about Fronace even longer, we do have to move on to our next Pokemon eventually. So, let's move on to Elcellio. This is Elcellio, a Dark-type dealer Pokemon. Elcellio are traveling merchants who always seem to have the rarest of items. Some may even possess a Megastone. Although they are afraid of authorities, officers don't usually take action against them and often warmly greet local Elcellio. Elcellio is based on Italian folklore, and forgive me if I say this wrong, it's based on the Monocellio. I think I said that wrong. You know, I most definitely said that wrong. I'll put a picture on the screen here. But it's basically this hooded looking figure. It's like this fairy. I don't know the full story behind it, but I thought it'd be really cool if it became some sort of dealer that would actually give a whole bunch of these items away. So its abilities I gave it are Emergency Exit and Hustle as its hidden ability. If Elcellio got added to a real Pokemon game, I would love to see it actually be a rare encounter in cities, and you would actually be able to trade with them and buy stuff from them, and I think it could be really cool. Maybe even if they're shiny, it could give you even rarer items. Now let's flip from the idea that we've been doing with these Pokemon and take a look at our next one. This is Upsiquino, the Ice-type upside-down Pokemon. Upsiquino's body is made up of two Pokemon. Its ability, Flip Life, allows one to be fainted while the other can continue in battle. Trainers who look to capture an Upsiquino should head north. The name Upsiquino comes from upside down and penguino, which is Italian for penguin. When designing this Pokemon, I really wanted to make sure you were able to see the Pokemon from the normal view, but also upside down. And that just made this Pokemon so unique. I had to give it a signature ability like Flip Life that might make it busted in VGC, but like, this is a fan-made game anyway. It's not even a game. It's just a region. You know, it doesn't matter that much. It's fan-made. Okay. Just let me have this one. I thought it was a cool idea. With that out of the way, and hopefully the shenanigans never actually come into a real-life Pokemon game, let me introduce you to the next Pokemon. This is Stario, the Cosmic-type star Pokemon. This would be your mascot when it comes to the typing, as is Sylveon to the fairy type, Stario is to the cosmic type. Stario has been a rare encounter, but it is said that if you see one, you will have a great day. Many trainers look far and wide in order to catch Stario for this very reason. Stario has exactly 360 base stat total, with each of its stats being exactly 60. And Stario's shiny is based on the idea of red stars. Stario is given the ability Co-Star, which is, as of right now, only Flamingo's signature move. Now let's talk about Stario's evolution, the last Pokemon we're going to show in today's video, and his name is Constario. Constario is a Cosmic-type constellation Pokemon. When 6 Stario come together, they will evolve into Constario. The stars in its body can come together to form many shapes, and they often resemble other Pokemon. Constario's ability, Constellation Counter, gives this Pokemon a boost in whatever stat is lowest on its teammate. I've also given this Pokemon its own move. Constellation Beam is a move that has 120 base power. And while it's labeled as a special type of move, it actually uses a stat that has the most amount of boost on it at that moment. For example, if Constario had an attack boost, say 2 times or 3 times attack boost, then it will be using its attack stat. But if he had more of a defense, he would use his defense stat in the calculations. Thank you for everybody who's still watching to this point of the video. I really appreciate you being here. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure you like and subscribe, and comment any ideas that you may have down below. Maybe, just maybe, I'll use your idea for the next video. I guess we'll find out. Thank you so much for watching.